So here we are at the beginning of the Positively Unstoppable Challenge for 2022. And I'm asking myself the question, why? Why am I doing this challenge this year? The short answer is this. I'm tired of a life that's fine. You see, about 5 years ago, something weird started going on in my life where the hobbies and the interests that I have loved for most of my life weren't bringing me joy anymore, weren't fun for me anymore. They weren't life giving for me anymore. In fact, they were becoming very draining and exhausting. I found myself dealing with an increase of depression. I found myself dealing with an increase of anxiety. But yet everything all around me was fine. See, my health was fine according to my doctor. I mean, sure, I could afford to lose some weight, but everyone can, right? Sure, I was dealing with back pain that was keeping me up every night, but everyone's dealing with pain. I guess I was dealing with inflammation. I was dealing with scar tissue on my spine. I was dealing with irritable bowel syndrome, but everything was just fine. It was all tolerable, even though it was wearing me down. And that was having an impact in other areas of my life, having an impact in my work as a pastor in a church. It was having an impact in my relationship with my kids and the community and all these things. And it was just, everything was fine. And so fine in our family has become the F word. That fine isn't good enough. We weren't created and we're not called to live a life of fine, to settle for fine. So in March of 2020, 2.5 weeks into the pandemic and being in lockdowns and being stuck at home and my mental health just kind of spiraling in that time, is when I began my DDPY journey to begin that transformation of trying to really make my wellness a higher priority. And I'm incredibly grateful for the results that I saw in that first year, where I dropped a bit, about 30 pounds, and it was helping me just feel better, have more energy, and it encouraged me so much that I spent 2021 when I turned 50 to get my DDPY level 1 instructor certification done, which I just finished. But even throughout this journey of the past 2 years, there's still been a number of areas in my life where I've still just settled for fine. My relationship with food has been fine. Food and bad food and junk food is still my default for dealing with a bad day. It's still my default of, I'm going to reward myself with a treat. It's still kind of my, I lose control. I don't just have serving of chips. I have the bag, if not 5 bags. I don't have a little bit of chocolate. I have the whole box of chocolate, all of those things. And because my weight is fine, it looks like everything is okay. But I know what this relationship with food does for me. I know what it does in clouding up my brain. I know how it's directly impacts the inflammation in my spine and the scar tissue and my irritable bowel syndrome and all of those things. And so if I don't get a good handle on that, everything else spirals. Everything's connected to it. So I could just settle for fine. I could just settle for a health that's fine. My workouts are fine and everything's fine. But I want more. I want more than just a life that's fine. I want more passion in my life. I want more joy in my life. I want more, fun with my wife and with my friends and with our church. I don't want to just settle. And so for me, the Unstoppable Challenge this year, my goal is to get a handle on eating once and for all, to completely change my relationship with food. And what I hope will come from that is to see my weight drop to 185 pounds, to see that my flexibility increase, to finally, after 2 years of trying, to finally be able to do a real and full roundhouse kick. And but more importantly, to see the impact that will have in my own mental health and in the relationship that I have with people around me. Because again, I want to enjoy nature with my wife. I want to go on hikes. I want to, travel. We're about to become empty nesters. Like, my kids are finishing off school and moving out. I want to be able to visit them wherever they land and be a part of their life wherever they land. I don't want to be able to not go because my back is too sore to travel and all of that kind of thing. So ultimately, short answer, why? Because I'm sick and tired of fine. Fine is the F word. Freaking done with fine. But I want that joy, I want that passion, I want to be able to live my life to the full. And then I want that to spill over everywhere that I go, so that can encourage others and that can bless other people. So as I deal with no longer settling for fine, my hope and my desire is that will have a great impact in my own life, in my family, in my church, and everywhere all around me. So I'm going to be documenting that here on my YouTube channel and on social media. So I hope that this journey encourages you in your journey. I would love to hear what you're planning on doing. Put that in the comment section and let's spur one another on. Let's encourage one another to really hit those goals that we want to hit this year, because I do believe we're all stronger together. So let's all pull in, let's just rev it up, and let's do this all together. So God bless you, and we'll talk to you all real soon.